So I figured since we all have a little time, I could give you guys a lesson on drawing perspective. You can check the camera. Okay, I think you guys can see everything. All right, so we're gonna do single point and double point perspective. So the first thing you do, and this is, perspective is a way to make the illusion of depth in a drawing. We do it because two-dimensional, 2D doesn't have depth. So you think about area and volume, it's missing, length times width times height. It's missing that width, it's missing depth. This is a two-dimensional surface. So you have to draw an illusion of something looking like it's going back into the distance. So first thing we start with is a horizon line. And a horizon line is where the sky meets the land. Okay, and when we see stuff in the distance, things get smaller further away they are. And so we use perspective to draw that. So I'm gonna make a point over here, and this is my point where everything's gonna disappear to. And this is called single point perspective. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna draw a shape. Just a rectangle. I'm gonna go down a little bit so I can. Okay, so I have my shape. It's a solid shape, can't see through it. Now I take my corners and I draw, I draw to my point for my perspective. Then I'll draw, if this is a building or just a box, it doesn't matter. At this point, it's just a box. I draw to where it's disappearing. So I draw from this point to here, this point to here, to make sure. And one of the things as a drawer, a beginning drawer, is the biggest mistake they make is drawing too dark, using your pencil too hard. Always start your drawing very lightly, barely touching the paper, and you're just sketching in a model or an outline that you're going to go back and fill in later. It's always easier to go darker than it is from dark to light. So just start with that. So this should be very light, because then you're going to add to it and go darker. You might want to change your drawing. So I'm going to give this a rough, I'm going to go in the middle here, give a rough point. So my roof, okay. Now this roof is going to go back. Okay, there we go. Do you see how I use this? I went from here to get the same angle, to make it look right. Okay, so there's basically a house shape, right? I could put a window on the side of the house, so I'm going to, make sure that's parallel. So a hint is, this line is parallel to that line is parallel to that line, and that line are all parallel. This is parallel to this. So either lines are parallel or they disappear into the distance. Okay, I'm just gonna do a door on the front. And even, just to make your door look realistic, like there's depth to it, you can add something like this. There's your doorway. Your building goes in. Okay, so there's stuff in here, there's people and things. You can draw to it. You can, draw in your window, things in there. You can make eaves, curtains, whatever. Okay, so this is single point perspective. Now I can use this to also make it look like things are disappearing into the distance. So I'm gonna just draw some lines here, and maybe I want one, person up close. Okay, and then a person that's further away. Okay, I can use that to give me perspective. Now if I disappear these lines, I have two people. One's closer, right? And now I can outline my person, give it more shape. One person, another person. He's doing the robot, I guess. And they're just walking down the street, but which one's closer? Well, this one's closer, you can see. And that helps give me perspective. Okay, that's single point perspective. All right, now quickly I'll do double point. Okay, horizon line again. And I'm gonna give 1, 2 points, and I'm gonna draw. And this time I just do a line, I don't do a rectangle. And I'm trying to go a little fast. If I was really doing a drawing, I would take my time. Do some light lines. Okay, parallel. That building, I'm gonna make this side longer. Okay, so now I can erase these lines. I'm gonna put this line in again. And I have a shape that disappears in 2 directions. Okay, so this helps with perspective. So I'm going to have in this drawing, I'm gonna, just on this side of the building, I'm just doing this as I'm going to have my guys again, my stick figures. Okay, now I could erase this. And come back in. So, got people in the background, people walking, and doing quick drawings here. Okay, so I got my people walking. Here's a building, I could put a door in. And then this one is going to go back to that line. Okay. So, that's a little rough, but it gives you an idea of how to do perspective in drawing, right? And you just, you can keep on sketching and doing different things, add windows, add trees. So if I want to add, let's say, here I'm going to add a couple bushes or trees. All right. Got a big bush here, a smaller one here, and like a small one here. It just helps with this idea of things getting closer and further away. Okay. Well, that's a quick lesson for drawing. You don't have to do this. This isn't a must-do. But it's something that might keep you busy. I'd love to see your drawings. Go ahead and post them on Google Claps. All right, bye.